The Tennessee Volunteers get past the UCLA Bruins, end their season. They will await the winner of Kentucky and Illinois to play next week. Is a pretty good win for them. Ended up being single digits. Didn't really feel like that for most of the time. Sort of just got there right at the end in some garbage time. Always a tough out. Mick Cronin, Tennessee, does it with relative ease, go on a little bit of a run to end the first half and never look back. My name's Guy Franklin. I'm with Connor Hope. Connor, let's start off with this Tennessee team. What'd you see out of them?
Yeah, they were the bigger, stronger, better shooting team. I think it really started down low. Um, you can talk about 11 for 22 versus 7 for 23. UCLA wasn't making their shots, but Tennessee, while they didn't weren't necessarily, and I said this, I think, where it was like it's going to be a battle down low. I don't know if either team is going to be have an advantage offensively. Um, But Tennessee had three players with more rebounds than a Mara who led UCLA with five. They were eating the glass, especially on the defensive end. Um, they had more assists. Uh, UCLA had more blocks and more steals than Tennessee, but Tennessee just prevented UCLA from getting anything going. Bruins shot 36% from the floor. Um, I mean when Tyler Bilodeau, Eric Daly, and Adai Mara combined to shoot 10 of 26, I think was the final tally from the floor. Like that just can't happen. Like you need those guys to be 50% or higher. Um, Especially when they like Bilodeau was 2 of 6 from three, which is fine.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like they were 2 of 8, I guess, between the three of them, but that wasn't, I think, what killed them. What killed them was that they still really couldn't get anything going inside, had a really difficult time rebounding, especially rebounding their misses.
Yeah, and it's not like the backcourt outside of Sky Clark looked any better for UCLA. I mean, just they looked anemic offensively outside of Sky Clark, and I mean Tyler Bilodeau, I guess, was fine, but not. He's a liability defensively. You need him to shoot better than he did. I do think that this UCLA team not I think they are young. They will, assuming everyone comes back who has eligibility next year. I think they'll be in a great spot. Obviously, Sky Clark's got another year. Sebastian Mack and Dylan Andrews have another two. Like there are core pieces on this team who will be back next year. Trent Perry's still a freshman. He was a five-star, you'll recall. Flipped him from USC when Andy Enfield took the SMU job last year. So for UCLA fans, like I think this is a season that you don't hate at all. Obviously Mick Cronin misses the NCAA tournament for the first time in like a decade and a half uh, last year. Obviously, I'm not counting the year that the tournament got canceled. And you've got a young team. There's going to be pieces to grow on, but it's unfortunate you can't make a second weekend against a Tennessee team that I thought this was a winnable game against. At the end of the day, though, if I'm looking at this Tennessee team and I'm thinking about a potential matchup with Kentucky or Illinois, it is gonna be about making one of them. They're not only going to take 23 three-pointers, they're going to get a lot more than 53 shots up, right? You're going to have to play a lot more of this defense. It works against a team playing slow like UCLA. Now you're going to have to slow down a team that's playing faster, a team that's chucking up threes. Uh, I think that they should be feel all right doing that, but I mean, Jemai Mashak defensively is just so good. But you're really going to need a guy like Lanier, a guy like Gainey to step up, shoot really well, because you shoot 50% from three. Lanier looks great. He's 4 for 5. Mashak is 2 for 3. Outside of that, though, no, Gainey's 3 for 6. Outside of those guys, nobody really wowed me offensively. I guess three players is pretty good, but Gainey, only 1 for 4 from inside the arc. I just want to see a little bit more offensively going up against two teams that are really good offensively.
Well, here's the thing is that if you go up against Illinois, I think you're fine with them chucking threes, to be
Oh yeah,
honest with
no,
you.
I agree with that.
They're not going to be uncontested threes, but if they're chucking contested threes, like you're that's perfectly fine. With Kentucky, their offense to me has looked off since they lost Jackson Robinson, right? That's just one more playmaker that they don't have now. They rely on a Lamont Butler whose shoulder still doesn't seem 100%. Um, and then defensively, you can take advantage of Kentucky. So I actually think UCLA might have been a tougher matchup for Tennessee because they can make those shots. They have those individual players that can do that. Their defense can ratchet it up. They're like a good balance of good on both ends of the floor, I feel like, where this Kentucky team is going to give you points on their defensive end. Um, and then Illinois obviously also doesn't have the greatest defense. Like this UCLA team had the best defense that Tennessee will face before the final or before the Elite Eight. Um,
Mhm.
and they were able to go 1.08 points per possession against it. So I'm not too worried about that. Like, yeah, we've talked about, it's not that they don't wow you offensively. They just like they don't they're not a high scoring team, right? They scored 67 points in this game and won by 9. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way they play. For UCLA, I think the biggest thing is that they forced 18 turnovers, and while they got 22 points off those 18 turnovers, which is good, right? That's 1 point whatever points per turnover. Uh, they got 10 steals and only 2 fast break points.
Yeah, that's not.
Like they just couldn't get out ahead of this Tennessee defense. And if you're gonna go up against the Tennessee defense in the half court, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, that is
Um,
that's very true.
so UCLA did a really good job mucking it up, right? They forced 18 turnovers, they got 4 blocks, they got 10 steals. They did get beat on the boards.
They played Mick Cronin basketball. They played that until the end. They got a turnover on Tennessee's last possession.
Right. They Tennessee wasn't getting a lot in the paint either. Um, but again, it was just Tennessee got more in the second half than in the first half. Um, I think they shot like 55% from the floor and 64% from three in the second half, but they had 12 of their 18 turnovers in that second half. Um, it was one of those games where like this is quintessential Tennessee basketball. Really good defense and an offense that can, when they have Chaz Lanier going, when Zakai Ziegler can get at the rim, right? He was 2 of 3 from 2 point range. He was 2 of 6 from deep. Um, it's going to be a really tough task to beat them, even if you force 5 turnovers from Ziegler. It's just it's it's not an it's it's not an easy thing for Tennessee or for anyone to beat Tennessee unless your offense is playing average at worst. And UCLA's offense was not playing average.
Yeah, and with the way that Tennessee was able to slow down a guy like Adai Mara and William Kyle. I mean, not William, Eric Daly. Sorry, don't know why I said William Kyle. I get them confused because the transfer class. But Eric Daly and Adai Mara, you have to feel good thinking about a team like Kentucky who will rely on a guy like Brandon Garrison, Andrew Carr, even Amari Williams down low. And because you know a guy like Kobe Bray is going to get his from three, but you feel good being able to shut down bigs who are going to be able to score a lot, and then you need to just do what you can behind the arc. This Tennessee team is going to play defense. We know that. They did that today. I mean, UCLA obviously doesn't play fast. Obviously, they're a minded team more so than a Kentucky or an Illinois team is going to be. But holding a team to 58 points is still going to get you a win more likely than not, no matter how slow you play. So it's a win that you got to feel good about. You've got Kentucky or Illinois coming up next week, and if you're a Vol fan, got to feel pretty good about potentially getting to an Elite Eight. So from Connor Hope, from Guy Franklin, we thank you for watching this recap. We'll have previews and recaps of every single March Madness game up on the Sleepers Media channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a moment of the madness.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.